What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be checking out Mahokenshi. This is an interesting little title, actually, and I kind of like it. So I've always been a big fan of kind of like Ronin Samurai and just general sort of Taoist spirits and Oni and everything else. This game is very much steeped in that world. This is a top-down, hex-based, turn-based strategy RPG where you are a Ronin working his way through the feudal lands of Japan, and you can take on quests, you can go do stuff, you can fight with bandits, you can cut down monsters and tengus and goblins and all that kind of stuff. The demo is available right now on the Steam Festival, so you can check that on out. And I played through the first map the other night by myself, just on my own. Wasn't really planning on recording it or anything else like that, but I actually really enjoyed myself and had some observations about it and what I think makes the game work. So we're going to dive on in today, spend about 25-30 minutes with it, see if it's something you wanted to pass on or wish list. You'll find that link down below, like always. You'll also find a link to my Discord, my Twitch stream, and my Twitter, where you are more than free to talk to me at any time inside my Discord or my Twitter about stuff that I featured on the channel. Hit me up and be like, well, what did you think about this? It's fine. I don't mind at all. You can even do it live on Twitch. Let's dive on in and play the game. So we've only got the first mission available for right now, as far as I know. I actually didn't pay attention once I beat the first mission, so maybe there's more than that. But let's dive on in and pick our character.
In the most remote islands of the Celestial Realm, rumors of rebels and uprisings are common. But more recent rumors speak of dark forces and villages being destroyed. You have been sent to investigate.
Alright, so we gotta pick which person we want to play as. I was a little bummed out because, like, when I saw the presser for this game, I really wanted to play the House of Sapphire guy. I don't really care about ninjas or cat girls. I wanted to play as this dude over here because his armor looks so dope. I was like, that's my character right there. That's my guy. For the purposes of the demo, we can only play as Ayaka, who is the youngest of the Mahokenshi. And so anyways, the red samurai, the red Ronin, effectively. And we'll dive on in and we'll talk about how this all works. In the most remote islands of the... Oh, it already said that out loud, so I don't need to say it out loud. They're going to give us a brief tutorial, but I've already played, so I don't really need to know it. Effectively, the goal of the game is to get to your objective within 35 turns. The game does use card-based combat. So you move around on hexes, it uses your AP while you move around, you can take events which will fill out your various attacks that are all based in kind of like kendo and stuff like that, and then these are fights over here that you're going to have to take. You can negate their damage in your own special way if you want to. There's challenges, there's quests that'll give you nice rewards, all that kind of stuff. And so anyways, up here in the top left, we've got our Watto. That's how much money that we've got. That's how many cards are in our deck right now. Not very many at the moment. Our ultimate objective is that we've got to go find an abandoned village and figure out what happened to it. And it's going to be all the way over here. There's the abandoned village right there. It took me a minute to find it because the game doesn't have any HUD indicators or anything else like that, but I'm sure those will be added as it develops a little bit further. So we've got our character. Let's go ahead and we will hoof it on over to here and take a look at this scroll. As you arrive on the island, you notice a lonely stone or a mane of times long forgotten. A figure sitting at the foot of the monolith smiles at you. The man's robes let you identify him as a monk. Greetings, Mahokenshi. Rarely have I encountered a warrior in so tune with her protective kami. I foresee a long journey ahead of you. How do you plan to face the many challenges to come? I want to challenge stronger foes. You seek an unrelenting force, one only matched by your determination. Have you learned to harvest the strength or harness the strength of the Tengu? All right, so we've got the Wrath of the Tengu card right here. Deal 10 damage twice. And if we're flying when we... did I mention you can fly? This game is definitely inspired by film in that, like, there's kind of like wire fighting stuff to it too, where you can like fly around and like fight with people. It's got a bunch of interesting mechanics going on. This right here is going to take us 2 AP to go into that forest, so we can use a safe travel card to travel into the forest for 1 AP rather than 2. And then we can finish up by grabbing this card reward right here. It's important to note that also the terrain does have effects on how you perform in combat. So like this terrain right here, fighting from the forest will give you 3 armor, which just flat reduces the damage that enemies deal to you by 3. And so usually it's a good idea to take a look at the terrain that's around you, whether it's badlands or grasslands or forests or whatever else, and pick an advantageous spot to fight from. It's also possible to kind of bait enemies into, like, fighting in the open and then jump over them with, like, a flying attack and get into the forest so that by the time they have time to retaliate, they've set themselves up in a bad, ineffective line. Some interesting thoughts to kind of process when you play this game, and I'm hoping they develop that positional awareness and the importance of the tiles quite a bit more, actually. I think that's actually what could be most appealing about this. So we get to pick something to add to our attacks, or at least to our inventory. We can take Strength of the Tengu. We will gain 3 strength. And if we're flying, we get 6th strength instead. That just adds 3 damage to our attacks. We've got Serenity. We gain 2 energy. We gain Disarm. And if we're on a mountain, we can draw 2 cards. And then we've got Battle Tactics, which deals damage and lets us draw a card. I think that one's by far the best out of the 3 choices, since we don't have any of the foundational underpinnings to make the other stuff work. Like, I don't have anything that makes me fly right now, so all the Tengu cards aren't quite as useful. When we're done, we just hit the end turn right there. This guy has not seen us yet, so we don't need to worry about him. But when we step on in, he will become active, and were we to disengage, this guy will follow us and keep trying to fight us. So anyways, he's got 15 HP. I think we can get him. Let's go ahead and hit him with that right there. We'll hit him with one of those beauties right there, and one of those right there, and then we'll pocket his money. So we got 30 bucks out of that deal. Not too bad. Unfortunately, we can't really kind of traverse any further, so we're just going to kind of have to stay where we are. Let's move up here and see if we can grab ourselves some goodies. Lose 5 health, gain Fly. That would help with our Tengu card. We also have Fly and Defense, Winged Barrier. Okay. And then we've got 8 piercing damage, which ignores defense. I actually really, really like the card art in this game, and also just the general presentational art. This is one of those games where you can tell they've put a lot of work into making the game really fit the setting that they want it to take place in. I'm going to go with Winged Barrier because 6 defense is no joke. That's actually pretty good. If I step to right here, he might aggro. No, he didn't actually. Okay. I'll probably go around him and grab that treasure right there, and we'll just ignore him entirely. I do have safe travels, so technically I could move into there. Let's go over here to the worried villagers, though. You see a group of people near the village. As you approach, one comes to meet you. Oh, blessed be the kami for sending the Mahokenshi to us in these trying times. Please, you gotta help us. He seems anxious and distraught as he explains that the population of an entire village seems to have vanished. We heard screams coming from the village in the northern forest a few nights ago. Please, find out what happened to them and prevent it from happening again. We know it's not much, but we hope that this gift will help you in your quest. We can take their gift, we can ask for gold, or we can tell them that honor is the only thing that we are concerned with. Since we are steeped in the Bushido code, and the meaning of the word samurai is to serve, honor is the only reward that I seek. The elder's jaw drops in surprise. You would help us freely? Oh, Kami bless you. Carry the words of your honor to all the islands. As you walk away, divine grace lightens your step. You gain 5 regen. So we're getting our health back now, so that's pretty nice. Let's go to the village over here. Oh, never mind. I can't go to the village. Okay, now we will go to the village. Many travelers and merchants come through the humble village. You might find interesting goods in this marketplace. Okay. So we have 130 Watto right now. Control the flow. 18 damage, gain 9 strength at the start of your next turn. Wow, that's a banger of a card. That thing's really, really good. Yeah, we're taking that right there. That's all that I want. Absolutely. I'll take it. We could go into the forest, and we could grab another card. Or we can continue trucking towards our destination, which I sort of personally feel like is the better play for right now. Let's go for it. Oh, I shouldn't have did that, dude. I'm going to step back real fast. He's still going to hit me, though, isn't he? Yep, I've been struck. I'm now wounded. Luckily, I've got regen, so, like, if we play this right, I can get all my health back and really suffer no real punishment for what I just did. He dealt 6 damage. Yeah, we'll go with a winged barrier right there. There it is. I now have actual literal wings. I'm going to deal some damage. And then I'm going to strike. And then I should be able to soak his next hit, no problem. Oh, I took 1 damage. Okay. Oh, it's because he used a different attack. Gotcha. So that one had 7 damage on it instead of 6. We got to control the flow, man. Actually, I want to walk after we get done with this, so maybe I won't. I'll just take his money for right now, and then we'll just kind of travel on down the road. I do like that the animation changes for when you have a flying mechanic on you, that you actually fly around. I would like it if, like, safe travels, and when I was playing the game last time, I got a card that said a well-rested horse, and it allowed me to move, like, 10 spaces, basically, for, like, 0 energy. I would like it if when you use safe travels, you actually, like, ride a horse or something, or when you get, like, the freshly prepared horse or whatever, your character is actually riding a horse. I think this game is kind of going for a lot of immersive elements, and stuff like that is incredibly important to kind of, like, the overall experience of the game. There is a thing we can do right here, but, like, we're not really going to be able to square up with this guy. I'm going to wait a second. Greetings, warrior. You might just be who I'm looking for. I assume you're here about the missing villagers, but maybe you could spare some time to listen to my request? You nod, and he explains that even before recent events, a band of insurgents had been bringing turmoil to the region, robbing any traveler foolish enough to walk the roads alone. Our hands have been full trying to prepare the village in case of an attack. Even though we can't afford to ignore the threat that the bandits pose, I don't have a single man I can spare to hunt them down anymore. As the captain of the guard of the nearest village, he officially requests that you deal with the bandit leader. All right, cool, man. You have no idea how relieved I am to hear you accept that. You should find their leader to the east. There he is right there, living on top of a mountain, just doing the bandit hermit thing with his big old battle axe. All right. I'm going to control the flow you and just eliminate you entirely because I don't like the look of your face. And then, oh, apparently that rubble right there cost me extra AP to move across. All right. I would like to pick up some free money. I like money. I could straight engage with this guy, but I'm just going to take my time. We'll go ahead and Wrath of the Tengu him, and then just keep moving forward. These two guys are going to be a little bit more tricksy if we don't draw the safe travels, but we did get the safe travels, so we're all right. And we can pick a card right here, Mending Feathers, recover 2 health per strength you have, and we do have that card that gives us strength, so technically that would work to heal right there. We have Channel the Pain, we lose health, but we gain strength for every 5 missing health. And then we've also got Blade Tempest, discard your hand and deal 4 damage per card discarded. I like the sound of that. That could definitely work as like a closer if I don't have the energy to get stuff done. Let's just open up on these dudes real fast. We're going to get rid of one of them. We've got 3 armor right there, so we shouldn't take too much damage. I can also throw a little bit of damage at him right there. I very much like the fact that the animation changes based on whether or not you're fighting with a melee weapon or you're using like a ranged attack. That's really, really good. It's the kind of thing that I like to look for when it comes to these immersive experiences. Little bit of a scuffing right there, but it's okay. We're going to be all right. Let's go ahead and we will... I actually don't have enough damage to smoke him. This might be bad. Okay, well, give me Winged Barrier then. I was going to say, he shouldn't have anything that can punch through this volume of armor. It is a lot of armor. All right, so we've got... Let's just finish him off with a basic strike. Actually, no, I want to draw a card. Maybe we'll get something else for movement or something. Okay, we didn't. But we can travel over to here, and I'm actually going to be a little bit more aggressive about pushing in because this quest is a long ways away, and we're kind of almost like halfway done with our timing. It looks like we can actually beeline straight up through here to go for the objective, so I'm okay with that. Threw some stuff at him. Unfortunately, he had armor because of the forest, so... he soaked it. Anybody else would have died instantly from our righteous storm of steel, but unfortunately, we were not lucky like that. Oh, and Wrath of the Tengu came up too. Okay. Let's go ahead, and I think I'm going to need a big hit right here, so we'll do that. And then we'll go safe travels into the woods, and then we actually can't move any further. This would be the perfect time to pull up that flying card, actually. We'll move down to here. Oh, I didn't even see you. That's okay. I've got the stuff to deal with you. Yeah, I'll throw that at him too, just to get him started off. I do like that with that card, when you discard, it counts itself as a discard. That's actually kind of nice. Hopefully I pull flying right here, so that I can Wrath of the Tengu this guy. Yeah, I did actually. Look at that. Don't you just love it when the stars align and everything works out the way you wanted it to? And we got 5 health back from it. It was a little bit time consuming because it used up our entire turn, but I can live with it, I guess. Got a little bit of flight left, I think. So we should be able to get across these forests very, very rapidly. There's a new card right here. We can move a tile, draw a card, lose 5 health, gain a fly, gain 5 defense, draw a card. I'm gonna take nothing. I don't really feel super inspired by any of those ideas. Is he gonna fight me from up there? Oh, he is. Look at you, dude. Looks like he gets some kind of passive bonus for fighting from on top of the mountain, too. Oh, yeah. It looks like he gets, like, bonus attack or something. Yeah, you get bonus attack and bonus defense. That's actually a really sweet position to be in. Doesn't matter, because I'm about to blast you with 1 hit, so don't really care, but... That's okay. You can whittle on me a little bit. I excel, like, you know, in order for the story to be interesting, I need to take a little bit of damage. Otherwise, like, there's no lessons learned, you know what I mean? There's no development of the hero if I just stroll on in here and kick ass and take names with, you know, no attrition. I'll probably wait right here before we go after him. We only got 15 turns left to play around with, though. All right, so he's fighting from on top of the mountain. I'm going to bait him back to here, maybe. See if that works. It did indeed work. He gave me vulnerability, though, which is kind of a bummer. That's not ideal. We'll go Winged Barrier right here, and then we're going to go Wrath of the Tengu. There we go, 20 damage out. We baited him back to a more advantageous position, but all the enemies have 0 energy cost on their attacks, which means that, like, I think that's the one place where this game suffers a little bit, is that, like, you don't get rewarded for, like, smart plays, at least in this phase of the game. And just due to the fact that all of the enemy attacks cost 0 energy, so they can always move super far and hit you, no matter how you kind of, like, disengage or engage. I would prefer that they actually play by the same rules that the player does, where their cards will actually cost them energy so that you can kind of give them the runaround a little bit, and you can kind of use your flight, and you can use your movement to sort of bait them into spots where you want them. Introduce a little bit of an extra layer of strategy, I guess. As the defeated brigand falls at your feet, you feel energized, as though the Tengu itself was rewarding you for returning peace and quiet to the troubled land. You spot the bandit's mount tied to a nearby tree, which should help you get back down the main road quickly. You gain 1 permanent energy and a fresh horse. Very nice. So that's going to let me go over to there. I do question whether or not it's going to aggro all these guys. Guess I'll take some chances, though, and we'll see how it goes. It did indeed aggro every single one of them. So that's going to be a fun... That's going to be a fun thing to deal with. And here they come. It's okay. I still think we have time to, like, get out of here and, like, effectively do this whole thing. Oh, he's going around the long way. That might actually buy us a little bit of time. That's a healing potion, in case you didn't know. That'll give you health back if you need it. Control the flow on him. Absolutely. And then my advice would be that we go for the abandoned village over here, because it's going to take them a little while to close the gap with us. Yeah, it's going to take them a while to get over here, so I'm not too worried about it. Let's move over here. The village seems to have been abandoned after being ransacked. You search the abandoned village, but it bears no fruit. But as you are leaving, you glimpse a small, childlike silhouette disappearing into the woods. Trusting your instincts, you silently follow it. You soon discover a nightmarish scene. Human bodies are scattered all over the forest floor, with 3 small creatures, the likes of which you have never seen, busy feasting on the corpses. A little further, you spot a few villagers in a makeshift cage, leaving you no doubt that you have found the missing villagers. If you act quickly, you might be able to ambush their captors and deliver the villagers from the terrible fate that awaits them. Let's go ahead and carefully plan our attack. You carefully analyze the area, making mental notes of the best angles of approach to gain the upper hand in the fight. So we got something called Opening Strike, 17 damage. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's spicy. Unfortunately, we're in a really, really compromised position right now. Them spawning on every side of me does not make it feel as though I actually selected my battlefield intelligently. We can get rid of one of them right now, though, so that minimizes some of the damage that we're going to be taking from the goblins. But now we're surrounded, and we are going to get the pounded that goes along with the surrounded. It rhymes. You got to string it together. Surrounded und pounded. Ow. Ah, we've been poisoned, too. Fun. Fun! They got poison spears, dude. They came prepared. All right, well, here's how this is going to go. I'm going to one-shot you because I'm a dope samurai. One thing that I would like to see is, like, if there was, like, 2 or 3 different animations for sword strikes, and each one was associated with, like, a fatality, even, like, a simple fatality. There's a part of me that really, really likes, like, samurai film, and all I've ever wanted to do was do that thing that they do, like, in film and anime where you're like, and then you just stand there like a badass, and you flip your sword back into your scabbard, and then all of a sudden blood just goes in, like, one stream out of their neck. Like, that would be the best thing ever, and frankly, it would indulge the part of me that very much wants to, like, annihilate my foes in dope Kendo Bushido fashion. I'm gonna move back to here so that I have the defensive advantage. We're about to have bandit friends. The humans are about to jump in on behalf of the greenskins. What strange alliances exist in this celestial land? Out. That was my wiener that you just stabbed. Thank you. Appreciate that. That's, you know, it's a nice thing to do to somebody. That's not going to kill him. I need that. There we go. Perfect. Ah, to the next mission. We are successful.
How have these vile creatures reached the Celestial Islands? Pits tainted by corruption serve them as gateway. They must be sealed if the Celestial Realm is to be saved, and only you have the power to do so.
All right. So apparently there's rifts that the bad guys are coming out of, and we need to deal with that. It doesn't look like we carry over our deck in between game acts. I would prefer that we did, but I respect that it doesn't work that way too. Like, I actually don't know how I feel about it. Now that I've said it out loud and it's in a recording, I actually don't know how I feel about that. On one hand, losing it for each beginning mission effectively makes each run have a little bit of a roguelike feeling to it almost. But at the same time, it loses something in the character building RPG aspects because of that. Alright, so we gotta seal 3 rifts, but the good news is we don't have a timer. You have a moment of deja vu when you spot a strange little monk sitting close to a lonely stone smiling at you. Greetings, Mahokenshi. I see your path is taking you to a very dangerous place. Be careful not to focus all your effort on the fight. You'd be wise to remember that the Tengu reigns over the skies and that brute force is not always the right answer. Okay. Yeah, give me some wings, bro. The monk's face brightens upon hearing your decision. You are very wise. Your eyes aren't clouded by anger, and your destiny seems promising. I'm going to pray for your victory. Also, should you ever find yourself in need of an easy way to travel a long distance, go to the way station on this island. Oh, okay. So, like, it costs me 5 health because the wings are literally ripping out of my back, as per the card picture. But I get fly, so, like, I guess it's kind of like a Wolverine-type situation. You've got to decide whether or not it's worth it. Since we don't have a timer, I can actually kind of run around and we can pick up some supplementary stuff real fast to make us have a little bit more diverse ability options. We've got 5 health, move 2 tiles. Under 50 health, move 3 tiles, so it's a desperate march. Gotcha. Oh, the footprints are in blood. I absolutely love the card art in this game, dude. It's so good. I mean, I like the cinematic art. I like the card art. I like the music. I like the world design. It's like the perfect level of saturated color, but also lots of sort of earth tones. Looks very, very nice. Let's see here. Deal damage equal to the health that you have lost in this turn. Okay. So that's like a really, really good card to have if you plan on being surrounded a lot of the time. I'm going to go with the piercing damage, I guess. Nothing else here seems intensely interesting to me. We'll move safely to here. And we will go... Oh, I actually didn't pull anything altogether that great. Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a fight, isn't it? I want to reposition, but I feel like it's not going to let me do that. We'll see what we have going on our next turn. I mean, we have a defensive bonus too, so even though he's taking a little bit of our health... Oh, yeah, it's burping out gobos, dude. Okay, I do like these little title cards that it gives you for each of the things you're fighting with, too, just to kind of flesh out what they're good at versus what they're weak against. Let's go ahead and we'll safe travel over to here, and then we'll move to there to get another card. We can get Wrath of the Tengu. I like that one a lot because it's big burst damage, and one of the things that I found with games like this is that burst damage is very, very important. Windwalker is quite good, though, too, so moving 2 tiles, gain 2 fly is pretty disgustingly strong if we're trying to do a flying deck. I'll go with the damage first, just because that's immediately utilitarian, whereas the flight, I'm going to have to build a deck around it, so... Oh, I believe he's aware of us. Yeah, a little bit of poison right there just to make the fight a bit... Oh, they're all aware of us. Interesting. Okay, so they're all just busy crawling up out of their blood tubs. I would like for you to go away. Thank you. I'm going to wait here and fight from a position of strength. You know, I should have taken the Windwalker. I didn't realize how bad this terrain is up here. We're going to have a really hard time traversing. Oh, he's coming after me too? So apparently they're hunting me now. Okay. Well, give me a piercing strike. Give me a little bit of that noise right there. We get 3 attack from that spot. Yeah, and we can afford it. So let's kind of swap positions here real fast. I do think that, like, since they've put it on a hex grid, I would like it if the characters had facing as well. It seems like an odd thing to not have in a hex-based game. So, like, the way that I see it in my head is that, like, you would choose a facing, and you have basically no damage mitigation except for whatever cards you've played and whatever tile you're standing on. For the 3 directions that you're facing, but the 3 behind you, they get like a +3 to all damage dealt because they're behind you. I feel like that would also add like a really... So that would make flight more useful because you could get around behind people and strike them from behind. I mean, that would give you the ability to have cards that allow you to kind of like... I noticed that there was a ninja in the character selection. You could like throw a distraction behind him to force him to turn around and then just like shiv him, you know, with your wakazashis or whatever, dude. Like, I do think that adding a facing system to the game would be a pretty solid idea, just for adding some extra strategy to the game. We got 2 turns till another gobbo comes out, dude. We got to close this thing off like next turn. Oh, apparently bad guys can move through each other. Ooh. So I guess we aggro all the goblins once we go for like their first little holdout area. Yeah, seal it. Oh, I can't seal it yet. Okay. Well, then here's what you're going to do. You're going to safe travel back to this mountain. We don't really have an option right there. I need to be in a better position for defending myself. And hopefully if there's a guy standing on the node, it won't spawn another one. I think we're going to have some major attritional battles as we work our way through the map. That's what it's looking like to me. Yeah, go ahead and give me some extra damage. Extra damage. Extra damage. Down he goes. And then we'll just step onto this spot, and I still can't seal it. But the good news is I don't think they can spawn either. So, like, we'll call it a stalemate, I guess. Okay, so let's seal this bad boy. Another Wrath of the Tengu I would not be against. Although Control the Flow was quite good too. Let's mix it up. We'll take Control the Flow. I'm going to safe travel over to here because those goblins are almost on top of us, and I want to grab that healing potion before we get there. They're going to slow down to 1 tile per move. Yeah, once we get over here, and so I think it's going to be manageable. But we've definitely got some serious things to deal with here. There's 30 health, so that's nice to have. I don't think that I have the AP to move to any of these other tiles. So unfortunately, I think I should have taken the Windwalker. We could just, like, stroll over these for very, very cheap if I had had the Windwalker. Kind of wondering what's over at that shrine right there. Like, what do I get from there? I think if we can get 2 of these sealed off, we're in good shape. It's just kind of like if we can't get 2 sealed off, that's when we're going to struggle a little bit. We've got Control the Flow, so that's a 1-tap on him. He's now down. Wings of Pain. I'm going to wait. At least they're not picking up my treasure chest. I've been eyeballing that treasure chest greedily like the entire time they've been walking across the map. And I've been plotting how it could increase my... Oof. Yikes. Get wrecked, kid. Alright, we'll come back over here. And I don't really... Oh, I forgot the treasure chest over there. It's okay. We've got like 330 Watto, dude. I think we're solid. I don't think we need to really worry about money. We just need to get to a village and actually spend it to kind of like flesh out our build. I think the poison is actually what's really going to mess with us this entire time. I'm going to move over to here. He's going to get to attack me, but I accept that. Luckily, there does seem to be potions kind of scattered around. I'm going to hit the village on the way back. Oh, he defended. Interesting. I haven't seen him do that before. I didn't even know they could defend. I thought goblins were more kind of in the offensive camp, I guess. I can only hit him for like a little bit. But it's a start. Okay, so we have Control the Flow. You go down. I very much wish. He's just going to attack me anyways, dude. I might as well move to right here and just take the full amount. I need to get to that village. Like, I've been like holding in these defensive positions for like the entire play, and like I think I need to get aggressive a little bit, even if it has kind of a tangential HP cost. Oh, he defended again. Cool, man. Well, then I'm going to keep going in the direction I want to go to. And since you're turtling up, I'm also going to turtle up. We should have a little bit of a breather here, I think. It's going to take them a while to catch up from this spot. But we do need to decide. I feel like hitting this village is the better play. So that's what I'm going to do. Because that still moves me towards the goal of closing down one of these little blood tubs. So, you know, goblins in bloody hot tubs, man. What are you going to do about them? They like to move in all over Japan. It's a problem. The government has had to step in on numerous occasions, and here we are, the Mahokenshi, taking care of that on behalf of whatever governmental body. I don't really know. My name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, we had Mahokenshi. Tomorrow, we will have something else. Thank you for hanging out with me for about 30 minutes, and I'll see you with something hot and fresh off the indie skillet tomorrow, everybody. Bye-bye.